Hi, this is Rabbi Chaim Kaufman. Welcome to our 296th installment in the Torah portion of the week. We are holding by Parshat Vayikra, the beginning of the book of Leviticus. We just finished the book of Exodus, Parshat Vayikra, Bakude. We're now holding by Parshat Vayikra, all about sacrifices. General rules of sacrifices, burnt offerings, other offerings. You got fine flour offerings. You have oven-baked offerings, pan-baked offerings, deep pan offerings, right? We have peace offerings. We have sin offerings, a lot of offerings over here. So if you look at Leviticus chapter 4, verse 3, the Torah says, if the anointed Kohen will sin, bringing guilt upon the people, for that sin he committed, Shavar young bull, unblemished, to Hashem as a sin offering, etc. Right? So here we're talking about a Kohen will bring, if he sins, bring guilt upon the people. Yeah. So what's going on? What's going on over here? You see that a king, right, or let's say better, a Kohen can bring sin on the people. Says my Rebbe, Arav Agon and Moshe should be well. Brings down his commentary in Chumash and Tam V'das. He says like this. He says that God guards the legs of his Hasidim, of the ones that serve him, the pious ones, and save them from Chet. In other words, they're on such a high level. God works hard to help them. Help them spiritually, stay at a high level, gain higher levels, spiritual. And that's the merit of his people, that do not transgress, they don't make mistakes, they're careful in their actions. You know what they see, Talmidei Chachamim, rabbinic scholars do. So when they see rabbinic scholars, what do they want to do? They want to emulate them, go in their ways. Problem is, my Rebbe here says, when they don't go after them, they don't go after their good actions, and they don't learn from their actions. There's no reason they should have siyata d'shmaya. They should have heavenly help to save them, and the ones who lead the Jewish people from stumbling in sin. In other words, when the people don't go on the right path, they're not inspired, they're not doing the right thing, then what's going to happen? They don't recognize the greatness, of the rabbis. Then God doesn't guard them. All right? Very harsh statement. The people, the rabbis themselves, have the ability to guard the generation. They have that ability. And because they're at such a high spiritual level, God helps them. God goes out of his way to help them to make sure they don't stumble. Okay? But that only helps if the people go to the right path. So the people want to emulate the great rabbis. Very good. They're going to the right path. They're doing the right thing. But if the people don't go on the right path, they don't respect them, then these great people can sin. And they'll be held accountable. So what's going on over here? Doesn't everyone have individual merits? Everybody has individual merits. Well, there are people that have greater merits. You have great rabbis that have the ability to guard the generation, even the very old, if they can't do very much. Just on their level. It protects people from sin, from difficulty, from all kinds of things. So the people themselves should emulate the great rabbis. Want to be like them. want to go in their ways. But if they don't, then the rabbis can stumble. Then the rabbis essentially can sin. Because say, does everyone sin? No one's in this world that hasn't sinned. You have a few people been in this world didn't sin. Okay. Why they die? Only because of the sin of Adam and Eve. Right? Eating from the tree of knowledge. Without that, they're at such a high level. They have the ability to guard the generation. Meaning that because the level they keep Torah mitzvahs, even if the generation doesn't do so well, they have the ability to protect them. Because their merits is so great. So God will have mercy. Now, at the same time, when a righteous person dies, it takes away merit. It's not the same world. We don't have the same divine protection. They used to be. So it's a two-way street over here. The great people, the righteous people, have to continue to stay at the level and go higher. People that are learning, the rest of the Jewish people, they'll have to keep what they need to keep. But if they don't, it has an effect. It can have effect on the well-being of the righteous person. And sometimes that righteous person may be taken as atonement. You know, it could be God wanted to make a decree, kill 10,000 people. So what does God do? He takes the righteous person. Now, does that mean the righteous person born to die in that sense and take away? You know, meaning that the righteous person is there, you know, for the sins of others, to atone for the sins of others. No. Sounds like Christianity. But he has the ability to protect. He has that ability to stop, God forbid, terrible decrees. But if the people themselves don't want to emulate them, do not want to go in the same path or whatever level, God puts away his divine protection. The divine protection disappears. Totally disappears. So it's a two-way street. The righteous need to do what the righteous need to do. The people need to do what they need to do. The righteous can protect the people. Maybe you're saying, and the people can protect the righteous. But if they don't go in the right path like them, like the righteous, big problem. Big, big problem. So, we all have obligations to do what we need to do. God made people, you know, a step above everybody else. Right? When it comes to Jewish people, you got rabbinic leaders way above everybody else. They have like 1 in 1,000. You know, that can be like a Torah giant. Same time, what about the people? If they do their job right, the great people, you know, other people should learn from them, should want to learn from them. But what if they don't? It's a knock on themselves. Blown opportunity. But then the divine protection goes down. We need as much divine protection as possible. People have to emulate what they do, have to want to go in their path. When they don't, it's dangerous for them and for the righteous people. But what's the obvious question? Obvious question is the righteous person doing what he needs to do at a very high level. And if people don't do what they need to do, why is that a knock against them? Why is that a knock against the righteous, the leaders? Because they have the ability to overturn the generation. People have free will. They don't want to listen. We're stiff-necked people. True. But for them to really shine the way they need to, You need a lot of people in the generation to go in their ways, to go in their path. Because it's not their fault. What can they do? They're doing their part plus. They're doing a heck of a lot. People don't want to listen. But somehow I knock on them. Like my Rebbe would say, I do what I can do. People don't listen. But it's dangerous. He's saying he could stumble because of that. But he would say, what can I do? I do what I can do. We're saying over here, there should be influence. Should be tremendous influence. So there's a problem today, I would say in general. The rabbis aren't truly respected. Why should I help them? Why should this? What they do? I didn't like their sermon today. Didn't speak to me. You have to respect what they know. That's why when a righteous person, rabbinic scholar walks in the room, you stand. Why do you stand? You stand to show respect for the Torah they have, for the knowledge that they have, for the tzidkis, the righteousness they have. Gemara says in a number of places, stupid Babylonians stand up for a Sefer Torah. They'll stand up for a Torah scroll. They won't stand up for a person who represents the Torah. That they want to. Calls them fools. Deservedly so. Because how can you stand up for a scroll? I get it. It's holy. You stand up for that. And a person who's holy works on themselves, has a lot of Torah knowledge, they you won't stand up for. That makes sense. Doesn't mean they're not infallible and they don't make mistakes. But what are we worshiping, so to speak? We're worshiping the Torah that they know. The righteousness that they have. That's not idolatry. We want to be like them. We want to emulate them. We want to have character traits like them. Right? Who should we emulate today? Entertainers? Basketball players? Football players? No. Want to emulate someone with the Chofetz Chaim? Or Chaim Brisker? Brisker Rav? Chazon Ish? Want to emulate their ways. Are we going to be like them? Probably not even close. But they put in the world, they set a standard. Huge, high standard. You can say we got a long way to go and may never get there in 10 lifetimes. Okay. That's not the point. Because we're supposed to say when my action's going to be like Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. But really? The patriarchs? If I can't reach the level of the Chazon Ish, how am I going to reach their level? And the answer is we're going to put our best foot forward no matter what. That's our obligation. Right? No timeout, no breaks, no nothing. Got to put our best foot forward all the time. Even when we're tired, even when we don't feel like it. Because you can't take days off. You got to keep growing and growing and growing and growing until you drop. You don't want to give the evil inclination a foot. Anything. You don't want to give them any foot, anything. You want to keep them away. Got to work hard. Life's about working hard. We got to respect those who deserve respect. Those who put in the hours. Those that are going through the grind. Not just about learning, about living, changing. The lots. Tremendous amounts. Nobody ever said life's going to be a picnic, as they would say here in Israel. I'll tell a story. I used to learn all day, morning, afternoon, in my Rebbe's synagogue, Jerusalem. So late in the afternoon, before the afternoon prayers, Rebbe would come in and put on towels and tefillin. Right? He put on towels and tefillin by mincha. A lot of people don't, but he did. So whatever I was learning, I stopped. I go to where I pray, 2 rows behind where he prays. I would just watch. I would just watch him make the blessing. I would just watch him, how careful he was putting them on. Then I watch him in prayer. So he dresses like a chassid, even though through his mother's and 8th generation, descendant of the Vilna Gaon Rav Elijah Vilna, more than 250 years ago. There's also a Litvak, right, a Lithuanian Jew, prayed like a chassid. Poured his heart out in prayer. No words to describe, but I'll say it was awe-inspiring. Just to see somebody like that have a kirva, such a closeness to the Rabbanu Shalom, to God Himself. Every word, like He Himself is speaking to God. Can't put that in words. I can see it right in front of my face. Made an unbelievable impression. Every time I saw it, I said, I hope it lasts at least a day. Couple days. Am I going to get there? Probably not. Right? He's way above. But you know what? You see something like that, makes you want to strive, makes you want to work, makes you want to emulate. Because that's greatness. That's spiritual greatness. You can't put into words. But anyone who's ever seen him, his face shines, glows. It's a certain glow you see by great people. What's the love for Torah? It's a desire to learn, to want to change, to realize we have a long way to go. So to keep him healthy, should be well. To 97, we have to do our part. He for sure doing his part. But we want to make sure we do our part. To make sure, that nothing's going to happen. Because we need to take on responsibility. It comes to working hard. But it comes to understand what we need to do and see the bigger picture. I want to remind everyone I have a class on duties of heart, gate of self-accounting, every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I have 2 Q&As every Tuesday, Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Israel time, at least for the next few days till we change the clocks. Perkei Avos, Ethics for Fathers, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Israel time. Sunday, Pack Day, Book of Leviticus, chapter 16, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Israel time. And all right, Nations, 2:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Israel time, no hide laws. And I have conversion classes. Anyone interested in any of this, find me on Facebook at Michael Chaim Kaufman, Beyond Orthodox Conversion Judaism, or my YouTube channel, Beyond Orthodox Conversion Judaism. You can see videos on the Torah portion of the week, ethics of our fathers, Tanakh talk, controversial issues, etc. Or you can send me an email, rabbichaimkaufman@gmail.com, RBBICHAIMCOFFMAN @gmail.com.